My name is Mwangi. I'm a cancer survivor. I have survived 2 types of cancer, spine and breast. This is my 7th and 9th year. My journey was not easy. I started the journey 2016. I had enjoyed good health until that morning. I woke up and I started my day well, and I prepared breakfast. When I was setting the table for breakfast, I realized the sugar dish has no sugar, so I pulled the drawer. That's when I felt like a shock, like there was an electrical wire there of which there wasn't. And so I screamed, everybody woke up, and now that's when they came and took me to the hospital. That's how my journey started. Initially, I was diagnosed with spine TB, and I was put on treatment for 11 months. But on the 11th month, that's when the doctor realized something was wrong. I changed the doctor. I went to a surgeon, Fred, and the surgeon referred me to an oncologist. So when I went to the oncologist, many tests were run, and I was discovered with spine TB. So I started the treatment, now cancer treatment, 2017. I did 2017 up to 2018, but in 2018 March, as I was having birth, I felt a lump on my left breast. And that day, fortunately, I was going to the hospital, and I told the doctor, and the doctor told me, let us now first finish with the spine, then we start the breast. So I did finish. It took me like almost a month, another month. Then that's when now I started the breast treatment. I did surgery, I did radio, and all chemotherapy. And now I did that between 2018 and 2020, and on September 2020 I was declared cancer free, and since then I have been now surviving, enjoying every day. Yeah, living a day at a time. Before, when I finished my O-level, I was knitting. But then when I went to college, I stopped knitting like a period of more than 20 years. But this time, when I got spine cancer, I was put on bed rest. And it was during this bed rest, because I was idle, I started knitting these chemo hats. I did 200 pieces in a span of 1 year. And after I got well, I didn't know what to do with them. I was just knitting to keep myself busy, and I realized it was also a therapy, because when you are knitting, you don't think about your disease, what you are going through. Even any person who would visit you, you will talk about what you are doing, but not your disease. So I went and donated. I met a lady who told me I can donate in Kenyatta. We organized Kenyatta Hospital to the children who have cancer, because when you are going through cancer, your hair falls off. And especially when it is cold, you feel cold. So I donated to those children. And it was during one of my donations, I was making donation, I met a lady from an organization. And this lady told me, you know, what you are doing is very nice, but it is not sustainable. Because when I started knitting, I didn't know about selling. I knew this was all about donating. She told me, how about if you be selling to people who can afford, then you can donate to those who are not able. So that's where now I started. So when I got breast cancer, I didn't know anyone. The only woman I knew with breast cancer had died in November 2017, and now I was diagnosed in 2018. So I didn't know what happens. And what happens when you are diagnosed, when your surgery is done, nobody tells you what you do after that. Nobody tells you there is this prosthesis. This one you learn from other cancer survivors. And that time I didn't know anybody who was going through cancer or who was a survivor. So this lady I had met in Kenyatta, she introduced me to an organization, a group. And this organization is Kilele Health Organization. And when I joined Kilele, that's when now I started selling these chemo hats. And it became like a business. And the reason why I started making this, this we call them force blessed, and this is what I use. And the reason why I came up with knitting this is because the silicone prosthesis I had bought was very, very, very expensive. And I realized not many can afford that. So I asked myself, that woman who is there, who is not even affording treatment, what will happen to her? And I had started seeing many women putting a scarf to where the scar is so that they can be able to go out. So I started learning from YouTube, but I didn't get it clear. So this organization I joined, slightly before I joined Kilele, there was a lady who knew how to knit. So this lady came and trained us, and that's how now I learned how to knit. We were trained 51 survivors, but I was the only one who got, because I had that passion and I knew how to knit before. So that's how I started knitting. And I started knitting, donating to those who can't afford, and later I started selling to those who can afford. There's a blessing in this, guys, because before, when I was going through cancer treatment, I had closed my business here. So when I was through with the treatment, I don't know what to do. But when I started knitting, this one restored my business. And I started my business again because I found this organization, Kilele Health Organization, as I said, and the CEO, Madam Benda, and she buys from me the prosthesis and chemo hats, then she donates. So me, I don't have to donate like many pieces to an organization. I donate to individuals. And in that way, I'm able to buy more materials, more wool, more fiber, so that I can continue. So I can say this is the positive side of cancer. I have seen this a blessing in disguise because now I have been living positively. This is what I use to make the scarves and these chemo hats. And when making prosthesis, this is the wool I use. It's a different one. This one is different from this. This one is more soft and it is a bit expensive, unlike the other wool. And I use the wool to make. Then when I finish like this one, I use fiber. This is what I use to stuff. I use fiber, I stuff, and when I stuff well, it is now ready to be used. I make it in different sizes. As you can see, they are different. As you know, the breasts are not the same. Women breasts are not the same. The bust is not the same. There are those with the small bust, medium, and large. So I make different sizes, especially when I want to donate to many people. I make different sizes so that they can choose. Yeah. Or sometimes people give me an order or the size they want. I sell single because there are those who can only afford that one, and their mastectomy is one side, not double. But there are those who had double mastectomy, they buy two. But even if for those who also have single mastectomy, they also buy one or three pieces because of when you wash, it won't dry the same day. And you need something, yeah, because this is restoring the women dignity. Because like me, unless I tell you, you can't tell. Yeah. So these ones restore women's dignity. You can imagine walking, one shoulder is down, there is a hole. But now when you put this, it restores your image, your dignity, and you can walk high without anybody knowing what you are going through or what you have done. We have special blurs, as you can see this one, not like the normal blur you use. So what we do, this one, you put, this blur has pockets, as you can see. You put the prosthesis here. And the reason we have to use this special blast, you know, with the other blast, this one can fall. You can imagine walking, then it falls. You can be embarrassed. You can't even pick it. So this is what we use, this blast like this, then you put it normally. This one goes for 3,000. One prosthesis and a bra. Yeah, if it is 2 prosthesis, double mastectomy, that is 45. But you see, the silicone prosthesis is very expensive because the first one I got at 22,000. So they find these ones affordable. I started alone, but now we are working as a team because sometimes I'm not able to meet the order. Like recently, I had a big order from KU hospital. So I had to, their ladies I had trained and I had to train more. By the way, right now I'm in that level. I am training cancer survivors so that they can also, it is a way of empowering them financially because most of them after treatment they were left without any work. Some were sacked, some closed their businesses. But this one, now they can start like a business. A way of empowering them. Since 2020, I have helped many I can say. Yeah. Oh, wow. There are many. I don't count because some walking, others are organizations like I do donate the Level 5, Kijabi, KU, Kenyatta, you know. Yeah. And I know many are benefiting because the field, they always call me. You know, when you are knitting, it's like a therapy because you concentrate in eating and you don't have time to think about yourself, about negative things. You only, like when I'm knitting, I don't have I don't get those distractions. And it is like emotional healings. It heals you emotionally and mentally. Though you have sometimes to go through the process of emotional healings, because like personally, I have gone through it. I met an organization, a fresh chapter, which took me through the emotional healings, how I can be vulnerable, holding space, balancing dark and light, because sometimes it is not easy. And I can say now I'm well grounded. And that's why I'm speaking. Before I was going through emotions. I couldn't like share my journey without at some time point breaking. But now I can without any of those emotions. I have an organization which buys from me. And at a given time, they can buy like 100 pieces. So if I'm selling 500, because that's how I sell to them, 500, that is 50,000. So 50,000, I'm able to buy wool to make more, and at the same time to buy and donate some. Yeah, because for every sale I make, I donate. But I have been donating on an individual level because many patients will be referred to me because like level 5, we have many WhatsApp group and patients are referred and many are needy. Because I also do patients navigation, I take them to the best hospital. I try to get the best hospital for them which offer so I interact with them a lot. So I always say I get to know who are needed. There are patients who can afford even to buy for somebody else. By the way, I meet patients who come and buy 2 for themselves, but when I tell them, they also buy another 2 for another patient. So, and that's how I have been able to sustain my donation. There is a gap, because like when you are doing the treatment, like take for example, SHA, or the then NHF, because it helped me a lot. Even now it is helping people. It covers the treatment when you are going through the treatment. But for rehabilitation materials, like prosthesis, no insurance covers that. You have to buy. And you see now, by the time you are through with your treatment, you have like exhausted everything. So, and nobody, even your family members, friends, they don't know you need this. You alone, and nobody even tells, even nobody mentions after you are through treatment, then what will you use? So I wish even in our system, it can be incorporated so that when you, from the minute you are diagnosed, you are told what to expect. You are also trained, like awareness is created that you need this. There are some hospitals which are trying, because like KU, when they are buying, they donate it to patients, meaning they tell their patients you need this. But generally, the system doesn't have that. Those who supported my initiative are survivors. And I think survivors resonate well. And they also, because of having that lived experience, they can relate and also tell what other cancer patients or survivors are going through. And so they feel like obligated to support. So though I have other different people in the community who support, but I have seen cancer patients coming in through. And you know, also you feel good when a cancer survivor calls you and tells you, thank you, I feel good, now I can walk without a sweater, without a scarf, you know. Yeah, and if you are there also, and you can afford to buy for another cancer patient, please do. Please do. Because it goes well a long way. And I know how they appreciate. Yeah, like when I'm called to visit a breast cancer patient, I don't leave this behind, and I go and assess the situation. And by the way, even if I donate one and one blood, they also need more, so eventually they will buy.
Post-liver transplant, which was diagnosed back in 2020. And I did the liver transplant in 2021. I got the liver from my son, and taking immunosuppressants. And from there, I don't have any other problem apart from doing the various tests and also being faithful to the doctor's instructions. Now from there, I got an interest with knitting. I'm very good at knitting. So when I met my friend, and we share a survivor group which is called New Dawn. So when we met and I saw her, the way she's working and the way she's giving out the prosthesis, I got interested. So from then, that's when I requested her to show me, and I did exactly that. And she showed me, and I started it. She showed me for like 2 weeks. Then from there, I started making them without any problem. And I've gone on well. I can't complain. I've gone on well. I thank her. I thank the organization which made us know each other. And I thank also God, because this far it's God. I love knitting. So the knitting journey for these ones, apart from now the training, after I knew how to knit, now I've been good. Although I don't knit many, I can knit 2 or 3, but at least I try during my free time, because that's when I do it. But any other time, I don't have that time, but I squeeze myself to get that time at least to do something. And as I do it, I feel relieved. I feel that I'm relaxed. My mind is settled. I don't have to think about my body, because at times you find that the body has a lot of fluctuations. But when you are knitting, you're like, you're happy. Yeah, so you find that you are busy, you're doing something which I love, and I end up having some money from it. So that one also makes me very happy that I have some money to add to the one which I already have to purchase my medication, because also it is damn costly. But we thank God, with this type of work, we are going far.
Mimi nilianza kugojeka 2019, lakini ugonjwa wangu haikuwa serious. Nilikuwa na katoto kadogo, nilikuwa nanyonyesha, nikakaashisha kakifika 2 years 2019 November. Sasa hapo nikakuwa na kano hapa kwa matiti, nikaambiwa inaweza kuwa mastitis. Sasa nikaenda nikapewa dawa za mastitis, nikakunywa wiki moja na nikakaa nika relax. Sasa after 2 weeks nikaona tena imeanza kufura. Nikaenda level 5, nikapigwa picha, nikaambiwa hiyo picha inafaa ipigwe deep. Nikatumwa kwa daktari mwingine akanipiga picha ingine. Sasa huyo daktari ndiye alisema hiyo matiti iko na shida. Sasa tukatafuta daktari kwa hiyo wakati huo daktari walikuwa amegoma. Ni lazima tugeenda kwa private doctor. Sasa tukamtafuta, sasa dunia alinifanya testi zote, akasema kansa yangu ni breast cancer na iko stage 3. Sasa nikaanza matibabu kutoka 2019 December mpaka 2023. Sasa hiyo yote nilikuwa naenda Kenyatta kutibiwa. Sasa hiyo nilikuwa nafanywa, nilitolewa matiti, surgery, nilifanywa surgery. Sasa nikaanza treatment ya chemo na radiotherapy. Nilitumwa Kenyatta, hizo nilifanyia Kenyatta hizo zote. Sasa niko 5 years kutoka nitolewe nifanywe surgery. Sasa hii siku anajua kushona, hata siku ana idea. Juu sasa nikienda Kenyatta nilikuwa navaa masweta najifunika na lesho. Sasa nikaenda clinic nikarudi. Siku moja tukakutana na patient mwingine akaniuliza kwa nini najifunika. Nikamwambia sina matiti moja. Akanielezea kuna mama mmoja ako Thika, lakini ni late 2023 December hapo. Akaniambia kuna mama mmoja ako Thika na naonaga anashona, naweza kukusaidia na namba. Nikamwambia anisaidie. Sasa akanipea namba, nikakupigia Mary, akanielezea, nikakuja, akanipea moja alinipe na nikanunua zingine 2. Sasa kutoka hapo sikuwa navaa masweta, sikuwa najifunika. Sasa nilikuwa naenda hivyo vizuri. Sasa nashukuru Mary junior alinitoa mahali nilikuwa nafikiria niende church. Nikasema sasa nitaenda nionyekane aje, niko na kisweta kuna jua, niko na kishuka kuna jua. Nikakaa kwa nyumba, lakini wakati tulikutana na Mary akaniambia kuna hii naweza vaa niende na bila hizo sweta. Sasa nikakuwa comfortable na yeye. Sasa juzi tu ndivyo aliniuliza kama naweza penda kushona, akuje anionyeshe. Ndio nilikuja. Sasa niko hiyo process ya kuonyeshwa kusona.
So bado una learn bado.
Na learn bado. Naona hata nitaongea na yeye anionyeshe kwenye anapeleka, niwe nashona namletea anapeleka.